Hey, what's up guys? It's Big K back with another vid. It's been a while, but I'll make up for it with this vid, and I think it's really interesting and should be beneficial to everybody. So let's start off with, I'm gonna let a little secret, okay? The cat's out of the bag. You read a lot of these magazines you see online, the experts or more advanced lifters such as me and bodybuilders, powerlifters, and pretty much you'll see like in a magazine growing up reading Flex, you copy their workout, you know. They do 4 sets of bench, then flat bench, then incline, then flies, da-da-da-da. You get it. You know how it goes. And you're sitting there writing it down. You typically see guys go in the gym, or even ladies, you know, because this girl said to do this, and they go write it down, and they follow that staple, what they believe. Let me advise you with something, okay? When you first start working out, yes, you're going to get some gains because, quite frankly, you never did it before. But here's the thing. When you want to start seeing separation and hit those troubled areas that you can't quite get developed, there are some guys, for the love of them, they can't get legs. They can't get any lats. You got a lot of people out there who keep on, oh, he's got an awesome back. Though that's not lats. That is your rear delts. That's not an awesome back. You have no lats. You have delts that you are exaggerating when you do a lat spread, okay? To get these areas developed, you have to start changing the angles and the way that you work out. And I want to start by addressing 2 things. One, everybody's favorite exercise, and that's chest, okay? If your chest is not developed, typically it's not being developed because of 2 main reasons, okay? We like to call in bodybuilding and powerlifting, something that you typically see 80% of people do in the gym is they roll their shoulder. And I'm not clowning, well, I guess I am clowning. Guys come in the gym and they bench like this. They bench with their shoulders up and they go like this and they keep on pressing. Well, what you're doing there, that's called rolling your shoulder, okay? You have this tiny little joint, that's the shoulder, and the weight is being distributed across your shoulders and not across the pectorals, which it should be doing. If you go on a hammer strength machine, hammer strength press in any gym, the angles on the handles go down. Your elbows fall a little bit lower. It's impossible to keep them up. So why in the world, when you go on a flat bench or barbell, would you attempt to change that angle? You're now distributing all of this weight on the shoulder joint, and none of it is getting on the pectorals on what you're trying to develop. And you sit there with your little pad, and you're taking all these notes, but you're doing the exercise not in an efficient, effective manner, because that's why you're not getting development, okay? Second, when you move your elbow below parallel from the nipple, there is no flexion on your pectoral. Try it. Lay down on a flat bench, drop your elbows back below parallel of your nipple, and try to flex your pectoral. It's impossible. You cannot flex them, you cannot engage them. So what does this mean? When you're bench pressing, we like to use terminologies during workouts, full range of motion. Full range of motion in retrospect to where the muscle is engaging itself. Not just to push my arm all the way forward and pull it all the way back is that full range of motion. In relation to where the muscle is engaged. Okay, this is why people like Charles Glass, trainer on the West Coast extraordinaire, is successful because he knows how this works and can point it out to people. So what does that mean when you bench press? I'm going to drop my elbow slightly, and I'm going to keep my elbow at parallel with the nipple. Just try that. Just keep your hands like this. Flex your pecs. You can, if they don't go parallel below the nipple. If you drop it below that point, it's not possible to flex the pectoral. There's no engagement, which relates back to past videos. Time under tension. The more time under tension that muscle is enduring, well, then you have the potential for more growth and development. Lastly, when you extend, you don't want to lock out the arm. You want to push it about 3/4 of the way because the pectoral is still engaged, it's still flexed, and there's no let up until you rack that weight back up. That entire workout, the tension never came off of the pec. If I drop it, my elbow below my nipple, that's a dead spot. There's no flexion. The flexion only comes when I move it to and then pass. And then what people do is they go past that point and there's another dead spot. Okay? So you're only getting 60% of what you could be doing, reducing your time under tension. Lastly, this is an area that most people cannot develop. All right? And I know you're going to say, well, Ronnie and all these other guys lift like this. Ronnie Coleman is an exception, okay? He is a freak of nature. He can do whatever, and pretty much anything was going to get stimulated. The reason why most guys don't have lats, lat spread, not a delt spread, lats, and their lats are high is because they're not engaging the movement. So here's one exercise. When I do a pull down, I won't want to extend all the way up because at this point, this is a dead spot in the lat. It cannot be engaged. So even if I'm doing a long pull, okay, or a dumbbell row, I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way up because I can always engage my lat. There's always tension on the lat, okay? And I want to keep my elbows from moving forward. That way, what you typically see when people get tired, they use their shoulders and biceps to now pull the weight down because the lats are not engaged. The lats are not working, okay? There's some secondary lat movement, but they're not working the way they should. So what does that mean? When you're doing a long row pull or you're doing a dumbbell row or any type of row, okay? 3/4 of the way your arm should be extended, and you're flexing, engaging the lat the entire time. And when you pull back, it's still flexed. When I move it forward, it's still engaged. When I move it past that 3/4 and extend it all the way, that's called the dead spot. Once again, time under tension. I hope this has been helpful. You guys don't have to go on stage and they call out a lat spread and you guys are moving your arms all forward, trying to make something happen because you don't have any lats, okay? I'm not trying to clown you. I'm not trying to make fun of you. What I'm saying is, if you do this, the lats will start to develop, and then you won't have to disguise your lat spread with a rear delt spread. You can actually have some lats, okay? As usual, I hope this has been helpful. Until next time, guys. All right, later.